Hello, my loves. Welcome into this reading for the sixth house, Virgos. This is for those who have Aries rising and or 16 degrees 40 minutes of Virgo in their sixth house. So if you haven't already watched the introduction to these readings and you want to learn more about these energies, the introduction energy and information is available to you. It is linked in the description and is popping up on YouTube. So let's talk about the sixth house. This is where this full moon is happening for you. Sixth house is ruled by the sixth sign of the Zodiac, which is Virgo. Those of you who have Aries risings and are using the whole house system for these readings will always have the moon phases in the house that rules in the ruler of the house. So Virgo is the ruler of the sixth house and Virgo is the ruler of your sixth house. So all the other rising signs have different rulers of each of these houses, even though the energy of the house is determined by the same sign always. Okay, so the sixth house is always ruled by Virgo, even though in someone's chart, they may have a different ruler. Okay, that's not really applicable to you because you're always aligned with the house rulers. So house of health, we're talking about the area of your life that deals with health, wellness, vitality. Your pets are involved in this area of your life too. Service, your service to humanity, and your healing. So you always have Virgo in this area of your chart. And so you always have the ability to access this Virgo energy when it comes to the health, your health and your expression of health in your life. And you also always, you can always tap into this, but you are specifically looking at this right now with a full moon because that's where the full moon is happening in your chart right now. So even though you always have this Virgo energy present in your health, you are being invited with this full moon to focus on it, this lunar phase. Okay, our focus is specifically going to be on celebrating logic in this area of your life, and we're going to get guidance from the Goddess Power Oracle on how to do that celebration. So if you haven't already, take a few deep breaths, opened your heart to receive the guidance most aligned for you at this time, and called in your support team if that feels good to you. You can do that now. Let's find out what goddess is here to help my sixth house Virgos celebrate the logic within their health. Okay, I'm getting that notice, this top card. Beautiful. Your card is Kuan Yin. Her number is 27. Her theme is compassion. I opened up right to her. That's hilarious. Beautiful. Compassion is what's needed right now to help you release perfectionism and defensiveness. Perfectionism is a shadow side of the Virgo, by the way. The purpose of compassion is to help reduce suffering in the world. So be mindful not to judge yourself or others too harshly as you stumble through life's obstacle course. In fact, tuning into the energy of compassion and kindness almost instantly eradicates that stirred up energy controlling thoughts and knee-jerk behaviors. The Chinese goddess of compassion, Kuan Yin, gently nudges you to ask yourself this question: what would kindness do in this situation? If you approach everything with that in mind, you will discover solutions and new paths unfolding before you. In fact, living with compassion as your guide really changes everything, right down to the products you buy and the food you eat. Love this. So feel free to pause the video and journal about anything that came up for you in this message in relationship to your health, your wellness, your vitality, your service, and how we can be logical, how we can celebrate our logic in this area. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. It feels like in order to celebrate logic in your health, you're going to make logical choices based on compassion. You're going to ask yourself that question: what would kindness do here? What would compassion do here? And you're going to make choices for your wellness, for your health, for your vitality from this place, from this logical choice. Okay, what would compassion do right now? What would compassion eat? What would a compassionate person tell me to eat right now? What would I eat if I was acting in a compassionate way towards myself? What would I watch? What would I listen to? Who would I spend time with? All of these decisions contribute to your wellness. So you're being asked to be very, very logical in this area of your life and through the lens of compassion. Okay? You're utilizing this compassion to be the logical determinant for you. So we have the image of the Virgo, the virgin, sorting through the harvest, where she's looking at, or they are looking at, what is valuable for the tribe to help them sustain their life throughout the winter, and what has gone bad, and what would be more valuable given back to the earth and given a chance to produce harvest next year. Okay. And so this is the same energy of the sorting, this logical, like, this works, this doesn't, this works, this doesn't. Except you're not trying to figure out what's going to feed the tribe for the winter. You're figuring out what's the most compassionate choice you can make for your health right now. And also, so definitely apply that to what you're eating, what you're listening to, what you're watching, who you're hanging out with, the choices you're making for your body, for your health. Okay, all of those areas. And also recognizing that there's so much healing and service that can be offered through extending compassion to other people and yourself. Okay, Virgo is the sign of the perfectionist. Like I said, that's the shadow side of it. And it can be not loving to yourself to hold yourself to such a unobtainable standard. Yeah? This is a theme that's come up a couple times in these readings with this Virgo energy. And I feel it strongly because my rising sign is Virgo. And so I have this energy prominently in my chart and have been playing with it for a while. And perfectionism is totally a thing for me. So I've had to learn in my life, before I even started learning about astrology, how to loosen my grip on my perfectionist lens and start seeing myself more compassionately, but also seeing others more compassionately, not holding them to the same standards that you hold yourself. Like, Virgos can have this energy of being overly critical of others because they're so critical of themselves. So they expect others to live up to that same level of perfection that they're trying to force themselves to live up to as well. It's really, it can be a trap for a lot of that Virgo vibration and energy. And Virgos are so beautiful and so valuable and have such great hearts and can offer such beautiful precision and observation and analysis as well. So that isn't to trash the Virgo sign, but it is to be honest about the pitfalls. And especially since Kwanya was talking about the pitfalls of perfectionism and the benefit that compassion can bring to that vibration. It's very healthy. It's going to help your vitality. It's going to help your wellness. Offering compassion to others. I have started a new practice. So this, you could consider this a wellness practice in the morning, before I start my day, before I really do anything else except my stretches toward the sun, my sun salutations. I offer to anything that feels like it needs it, Ho'oponopono, which is the practice of saying the phrases, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And I go through and I say that 108 times. Doesn't mean you have to do this. I'm just giving you an example of how you could incorporate this compassion practice. Okay. And what I do is I just count on my fingers. And sometimes I'm offering it to myself. Sometimes I feel like I need compassion. And when I feel like I'm complete there, I'll move the phrases to focus on somebody else that I've had trouble loving, offering compassion to. And I'll just keep going through the energy within my body, the energy that I'm having with other people. And I just keep offering these beautiful phrases to help clear, to help clean, to help bring me into a place of compassion before I even start my day. It's really been a beautiful journey. And I've seen my relationships with people who I typically find challenging shift because I've been offering this vibration. I've seen actually really cool shifts happen. It's really beautiful. So that's just a suggestion to you, but it doesn't mean that you have to do that. It means that find something that gives you that anchor of compassion, whatever that is for you. For me, it's Ho'oponopono. That doesn't mean it is for you. And that's okay too. Maybe you have a religious tradition or a prayer or a meditation or whatever it is that you do to help you extend compassion. But you're being very logical this lunar phase in your health, making choices through the compassionate lens and offering compassion to yourself and to others, which will help your vitality and your wellness and will provide a great service to humanity at this time, because we all could use a little more compassion. Beautiful. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know how this resonates. And as always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.